Welcome back. We are back with another episode of the Commissioner's Podcast. I'm your host and commissioner, the Gloth Man, the one and only. Joining me, the B Liga rep. Doesn't need an introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Andrew Nichols. Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, what up? Happy to be here.
You know, I'm glad to have a consistent guy here with me today. It's nice to have a good variety of guys that can join the pod, and it's nice that I can have a good B Liga rep come in here and keep us up to date. You know, a lot of the guys in the B Liga, there's a good chunk of you guys, but it's kind of a new cast. You know, the Premier League, so it's good to kind of have a guy come in here and update us and keep us informed who's who and what's going on. So.
Yeah, so another good week of B League football. That is a tough sentence to say, but no, we are doing really good. It's an incredibly competitive league. Standings is we have an 0-4, we have a 4-0 in Jose Castro, 1-3-1s, and then everyone else is 2-2 or 1-3. It is a very competitive league. It's still anyone's chance.
That's exciting, man. It's exciting to see the B League take off and be competitive like it is, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you guys keep progressing through the year, and I wanted to ask who, right? We're kind of at like maybe like a quarter of the way through the season mark. Who do you think? I don't know if you've been able to keep an eye on Premier League, but who do you think is going to be replaced this year from what you've been able to like? What have you been hearing around the Premier League from and all that?
Okay, so you're talking about the A League, right?
Yeah, like
Okay.
which B League person is going to be whose spot are they taking?
Okay.
Someone's going up.
Just kind of, I don't have access to see everyone's B League, but just kind of based on what I've been hearing from you, Hunter, and Will, who's the guy that hasn't won yet? Has he got one this last week?
I think he did get one this week. It was he beat Hunter. Yeah, Spencer Middleman.
Oh man, okay.
Middleman did get a win this week. He beat Hunter actually, so tough one.
And what's Hunter's record right now?
Hunter's gonna be 1-3. So here's the thing.
Really?
Yeah. So in the Premier League, kind of similar to B League, we have 12 guys though instead of 10. But 4-0, we have one guy 4-0. We have 2 guys 3-1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-2s, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 1-3s as well. So.
All right.
A lot of guys at the bottom.
Okay. Well, I will definitely need to see everyone's team, but just kind of based on what I'm hearing, the vibes and everything, I'm going to have to change my answer because I was going to say, what'd you say his name was? Middleman?
Middleman, yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, if you're 1-3 and you lose to Middleman, I'm sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna have to select you.
Chef boy.
If he was actually here to defend himself on the podcast, maybe I would. Maybe he could defend his point, but since he's not, I'm going to have to take the easy route and say Hunter's going to be moved down to B. I'll keep your seat warm down here because I'm coming for that seat.
Ooh, speaking of Waddle you doing Step Burrow, how was this last week for you guys? I can't remember. Oh, you did get a win.
I did get a win against People's Champ Baked Mayfield.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a tough win, but holy hell, some of my guys I just popped off last week. My team finally hit its potential. So yeah, it was a slow start, but I'm here, and I'm ready to come win.
I'm here. Pat Mahomes Kermit voice insert. Yeah, I mean, dude, your team starting to have an upward trend. Mike Evans balling out. Nico Collins, great, exceeding my expectations for him. That's for sure. And then you got
Yeah.
a good running back tandem there in Jacobs and Taylor. Now I know Taylor's questionable. Do we know what's going on with that?
Um, that is a good question. Let's see. What's he? Ankle injury, did not play today or did not practice today, so that's not a good sign.
Taylor, too much chances of return to practice.
Um,
Okay, so it's definitely something to monitor at this point. You do have Zach Charbonnet. Um,
True, but he is going back to his backup spot, and he did not do too well this last week.
yeah, I think he did just
And
get to 10.
my my backup running back is on bye, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to either make a trade or do some waiver diving. But yeah, so that's a situation to monitor definitely. But I'm feeling good about the rest of my team.
yeah, you're going to be getting AJ Brown back soon after this bye week. We hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Um, I've been waiting for him to come back at my league as well. And when you get him back, man, that's going to be a dangerous combination when Taylor gets fully healed up.
Hmm.
Taylor Jacobs, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, and AJ Brown, with the possibility of Kittle popping off in the tight end.
Yeah, just gotta watch out.
It's not looking bad for the B Liga for what are you doing, Steburo. It's not looking bad for you guys. You guys feel pretty confident going in, especially starting off 0-2. I feel like it's a good trend to be setting right now.
Yeah, just on an upward trend. But yeah. Enough about my team. How'd you do this week?
This week, I underperformed. This week, I only scored 90 points. Um, just a couple guys. I have AJ Brown, Cooper Cup hurt, and Amari Cooper and Garrett Wilson just have been disappointing. I'd say. I mean, I don't hate what they've done. They're getting the targets. It's just the offenses aren't executing at a high level right now, and they're suffering from that. Amari Cooper's been dropping balls left and right. So
Hmm.
it was a tough week for me this last week. But I had a chance. I mean, I really realistically, Kyle, he went 4-0. He's the 4-0 team. He went 126. There's nothing really I could have done. Mike Evans popped off. Kittle had a good week. You know, Alvin Kamara is balling out right now. Lamar Jackson had a good game. And then I just had some disappointing performances. Kyle Pitts just traded for him 0 points. Amari Cooper only gets 7.5. Had an 80-yard touchdown taken away. I'm still salty about it.
Oh,
Um,
who was it?
it was Amari Cooper had an 80-yarder in the Browns game, and they called holding on our center, backup center.
Hmm.
It was questionable. I,
Questionable call.
you know, I think it was a bad call, but it is what it is. Shit happens. Kyler Murray, disappointing day. Garrett Wilson up against Sertan, not a good day. So just like little
Yeah, that
things
was
like
just a
that.
bad matchup, and in the rain too. Yeah.
Yeah, just bad matchups. Even if I mean, maybe if I played, I just don't even think nothing really helps me there. He just had a good enough week to where he was going to beat me no matter what. He had
Hmm.
three guys get to 20, 23 plus, so hard to overcome that when my highest scoring guy is 18. So, but I'm happy with Diggs. Diggs has been good for me. Zach Moss has been good. I finally kind of feel like my running backs are good for me now. David Montgomery, Zach Moss, both get me 15 plus. So
Yeah.
If I can get AJ Brown back and have him start scoring 20 plus every week, and then pick and choose between Garrett Wilson and Stephon Diggs and Amari Cooper, and then maybe get Cup back, start picking and choosing the
Oh, you got Cup
matchups.
waiting back there too. Felt that.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Nick Chubb's back to practice this week. I don't
Good.
imagine he's going to play this week. Probably not even next week. They're probably going to wait the full 3 weeks to upgrade him to active.
Yeah.
Because once you get activated off the pup list or whatever, you get 3 weeks to decide when you're going to activate him. So I'm definitely not this week. He's going to have to practice, get a few practices underneath him. But I'm excited about that. He could be a game changer. So I'm
Nice.
not worried about the future of my team. It's just these next couple of weeks.
You just got to
Uh,
suffer through the present.
yeah, I got to get through it because David Montgomery's on bye this week. Uh, take a little quick peek ahead. I got David Montgomery on bye, which puts me in a little bind at running back because I have the same problem you do. Tajay Spears is on bye. So we're rolling Jaleel McLaughlin again. My second
Okay.
stint with Jaleel. Did score a touchdown last week. Beatty had his, or Bade, sorry. He had his health scare the other day, so maybe he's probably not. I don't know. Imagine he'd play right away.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know what his injury technically ended up being.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not too sure. Just whatever it was, he did have to get taken out with a stretcher, bidet.
yeah.
But yeah, but I think Jaleel McLaughlin's a good move. Broncos O line is definitely getting better. They're going to be going up against the Raiders with Max Crosby, so that's definitely going to be a test. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, considering your options, I think McLaughlin's like an alright option.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll be fine.
outside, I try to pick up Chase Brown so I could just double up on Bengals running backs for the week, but he got
Yeah,
picked up on waiver ahead of me. The only other options are Justice Hill, Emmanuel Wilson, Carson Steele, Miles Sanders. Um, so
yeah,
nothing
not
really
too
out there
much.
at the running back front. But um, Chubb's coming back. Monty will get his bye week done, and then we're looking pretty good at running back. And then, like I said, wide receiver, we got AJ Brown coming back. Feel pretty good about him and Diggs. And then with Wilson and Amari Cooper could maybe be a little more consistent. I could kind of use them to attack certain matchups that I like. So I'm feeling good at 3-1. You know, at the end of the day, I'm 3-1. Took my first L this week. Happens, injuries caught up to me a little bit last week, but I'm not worried. I mean, Kyler Murray against a division opponent, I think he's got a chance to play good. Even though it's San Francisco, division games are always played a little weirder.
Mm-hmm.
McLaughlin, even though Max Crosby's there, Oakland's still not that good against running backs. Specifically, I just don't think they can cover him out of the backfield very well.
It's pretty much they have Max Crosby and then who else?
A
That's
bunch of guys, yeah, like just a bunch of
yeah, it's just
guys.
guys.
I don't necessarily love Zach Moss against Baltimore, but like I said, division game could happen. I don't really have another option. But
Hey, maybe you can catch some passes out of the backfield.
yeah, I mean, maybe we can have someone boom for a week. Maybe Garrett Wilson finally has a good week or whatever. But I'm trying to think, man. What are some topics in B Liga right now? What's some of the hot news there?
Well, let's see. I know we had some
Changes?
close matchups in B Liga.
Yes. Let's take a gander. What went down?
Well, Jesus Christ, um, let's talk about Schaefer's 178 fucking performance because goddamn,
Holy cow!
lowest skill player on his team was Dallas Goddard with 13.2. That is insane.
33. Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns on Monday night. I had no idea.
Yeah, he just silently popped the fuck off. I was not expecting that from him. I had to play him in a couple leagues, so
Holy cow! That is a stomping. And I mean,
yeah,
121 still, that's pretty like above average output for Gridiron Gods. It's kind of an unfortunate.
yeah. It's just
Um,
he would have beaten a lot of other people in this league, but holy shit,
yeah, let's talk about the low scoring matchup here. 95 to 92.
92. Yeah,
Kirko Chains getting a big win over Slick Konsenko. AP. AP falling a little bit since being the player manager of the week 1. He's a tough decision every week between Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Like that's kind of the dilemma he's faced with every week, and it just seems like he's
yeah,
been on the wrong end of it 2 weeks in a row now, where he benched one and then he went off, and then he benched the other one and then he went off. So
See, that's what I hate about drafting two really good quarterbacks, even if it's just by accident, because it's like you're gonna beat yourself up every single week, and even if you try to trade one of them, unless you do it super early, random quarterbacks like Sam Darnold and Justin Fields are gonna pop off in fantasy, so no one's gonna want to trade for them, and then you're just kind of stuck. So my advice to Mr. Slick Conseco, I would just try to trade one now and just bite the bullet every week and just stick with Lamar or Allen because that's happened to me in one of my leagues and it's a special kind of pain, especially when you have what happened this week where Josh Allen goes off or Josh Allen goes like 7 and Lamar Jackson goes off. So
Yeah, yeah,
all I can say is good luck because that cost you a win.
yeah. It sucks, man. Especially when you have such good players too. It's makes your life a little hard. But um, there's still time to turn it around. Still time to send them out. Maybe maybe like a guys like Dak Prescott and Kyler Murray, who've been a little inconsistent up and down. Maybe you can send them off to one of those guys. I have one of those guys and get a decent running back or a decent wide receiver, whatever you need back. But hey, 4-0 prestige worldwide. Jose Castro getting it done, 140 points to 122. Good matchup. But prestige worldwide, man. Derrick Henry's performance was just too much at the end there. I think it was a Sunday night game,
Yeah, Sunday night.
and so him going off was just too much for swollen units. Saquon had a quiet week, 13 points, quiet week for Saquon. Uh, and then the rest of the team, did pretty good. Kyler Murray kind of let him down, but um, Kyler Murray's not going to probably make up for that 20 points. He just needed someone to be a little bit more dynamic. Specifically, Saquon is where you have the most points left out. But when you get 23 points from a defense from Prestige's side, it's tough to overcome, man.
Yeah, he's got a good team. It's just can't be mad at it.
Yeah, so tough L this week, but you're not in a bad spot. No, you are 1-3, but you have the scores, you have the numbers on your side. Like, obviously nothing's impossible, but you're not going to catch a guy's, being the second highest scorer every week, theoretically. If you keep scoring 120, 130 points a week, you're going to walk into some dubs.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we should talk about the elephant in the room. Another lost bet on my end here. I don't like this. I might have to stop betting on the B Liga because All My Jigbas takes an L to Laporta Potty this week.
Yep, I
Freaking A, bro.
yeah, I'm 2 for 2 in predicting my loss. I'm predicting my brother's losses. So, uh, yeah, let's talk about it. We can either talk about the matchup first, or we can do the punishment first.
Let's talk about the matchup.
All
I'm
right,
not ready
let's
yet.
let's talk about the matchup. Give a little bit to pull up them lyrics.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope it don't get copyrighted, but we'll be alright.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I got my agents on it.
We got our lawyers on the phone.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. They said 30 seconds. That's enough to not get sued.
Yep. So Brees Hall, 3 points. James Cook, 5 points. Isaiah Likely, 3 points.
Yeah.
And that's the ball game. That's all she wrote. That's those
Yeah.
three guys let us down. Fuck.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 running backs not popping off on your team. That's rough. I think the biggest surprise for me was like Brees Hall because it's like he's been elite, and granted, like with the game between Denver being super rainy game, I kind of figured since neither team could pass, they would just be running the ball a shit ton. But I don't know if it was just the rain or the Broncos defense just being good, but Hall just that's rough.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
James Cook, it's same thing.
Baltimore just smothered them. Um, and the thing with the Jets, man, I think Aaron Rodgers missing all the training camp was like big because there's no one's on the same page. You can just tell. Like there's a few times we see the flashes of it, but they're not on the same page. That offense is not synced up right now. So it's tough sledding for the stars there. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. Hate to see it, but yeah, results in a loss for Eric and a loss for me. 0-2 now. Now I owe you $2 in a fucking Taylor Swift concert. Fuck. Marvin Harrison, man, touchdown machine, love it.
Yeah. Sam Laporta actually put up decent points this week.
Yeah, finally get some catches. That's nice.
Geno Smith with a very surprising performance, 21.9 points.
Damn, almost 400 yards. Holy cow!
Yeah, he looked really good.
Granted,
He
they were
looked really
getting
good.
blown out.
So, yeah, all I can say to you is thank you to the Porta Potty. You are representing B Liga very, very well. That's 2-0. We're 2-0 against the A Liga rep with stupid bets like this. So,
Ridiculous. Just damn night ridiculous.
so
Ah,
is there anything else you'd like to say, or um, shall we put on the music?
can you hear it?
A little bit, yeah.
Let me start it over. Let me start it
No
over for
worries.
you.
You got the lyrics?
I got the lyrics. I got the lyrics right here, baby. Can you hear?
Yeah.
All right. We're both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing here on a balcony in summer air. And that's 30 seconds, boys. You're welcome.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been practicing that. The whole, 30 minutes leading up to the podcast, I was practicing that.
All right, cool.
So there we go. There we go. Good stuff, man. That's a good bet right there. 30 seconds of embarrassment.
Many more to come.
Yeah, this week I gotta take I gotta take a pause on betting. I'm losing a lot of bets lately, bro. On here, on FanDuel, on fucking DraftKings, I'm losing a lot lately. It's time for
Hey,
me
if it
to
makes you
step
feel
back.
any better, this is the only place I'm winning bets to. DraftKings has not been
No.
kind, but hey,
Yeah,
2-0 here.
DraftKings been brutal, but hey, we're gonna get it all back this week. Says a true gambling addict. Yeah, man, I'm just loving the season, man. It's been so competitive, both Premier League and B Liga. A commissioner can only just be happy. On top of that, it makes it better that I'm winning as well. It's always better when the commissioner wins, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, let's do a fun little game. Like maybe not a game per se, but let's just pick our top three. Let's go top three and then two honorable mentions.
For
Just right
best
now
teams?
in our
Okay.
leagues, yeah. Like who do we kind of our power five, teams right now? Who's the top five right now? Who's the ones kind of making the best moves? Their players are breaking out a little bit. Who are the top five? Top three, and then the two honorable mentions.
Okay.
Let's just go with our two honorable mentions. I'll have you. Do you need a time to look at it real quick? Because I could probably get mine pretty quickly.
Um, maybe not too much time. I'm just kind of
All
going
right.
through doing quick looks.
I'm going to do my honorable mentions and we'll go to you here in a second. So, for the
Okay.
Premier League, I think some of the guys that haven't necessarily gotten to that point yet, but need to be really taken seriously as a threat, it's going to be America's team. Let me just make sure that's correct. Yeah, America's team. Jaden Daniels, great quarterback, fantasy quarterback at least. He's Been really good for the Commanders. Don't know how he can continue that, but I think as far as fantasy numbers go, he's going to put up the numbers you want. Then he's got DeAndre Swift has a chance to break out. Brian Robinson's been good. He's got Achane. His receivers are Marvin Harrison, Justin Jefferson. Kincaid's been a lot better. He does have Terry McLaurin, does have Xavier Worthy and Bucky Irving. So his team is solid, man. Like, he's someone to watch out for, but he's 2-2. His team is a little bit kind of, they're taking steps in the right direction. So can they continue that? We'll see. That's kind of why I have him on the fringe. But America's team, definitely going to make a push. Got to keep your eye out for him. Did you have one you want to chime in real quick before I get to about the four? On
Yeah,
say?
I do have. I do have two honorable mentions ready to go.
Perfect. Let's get to
Uh,
it.
I don't have them. I don't have them in particular order. So, however you want to imagine it, is 4 and 5.
Okay.
First honorable mention. Despite being 1 and 3, I'm going to have to give it to Michael Dubois, Swollen Units. Like you said, he has the scores. He does. He absolutely has all the scores. He's just been having some bad matchups. So, but looking at his team, Baker Mayfield, Joe Mixon coming back, Jamar Chase now in the top 10, Jaden Reed also in the top 10. He'll be good. He's just slow start. He'll be just fine. I definitely predict him being over 500 by the end of the season. But
Mm-hmm.
and he's got Saquon Barkley, who he's great,
Yeah.
but he's just on bye this week. So don't be surprised if you take another loss. But I ain't counting you out. Um, Second one, despite shitting on my brother each week on this podcast, I'm going to give him some credit. I'm gonna give him an honorable mention. He's got, because to be honest, he's been having some injury issues. He has Jordan Love coming back, which despite 3 interceptions, put up 28 points. James Cook and Brees Hall, who again just off weeks. He's got Kyron Williams too, so his running back room is stacked. He's probably the best running back room except for my number one spot. But I think it's just his wide receivers that he needs to fix, because right now he's got Juwan Jennings and Smith and Jigba, who aren't terrible, but it's like two flex options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Options
Um,
there.
I guess, do you want to hop over and do your top three?
Yeah. So honorable mention. My second honorable mention. I'm gonna give it to Spencer Bradbury. He's the 2-time champ, so he gives a little excerpt there. But his team is a little bit questionable, little injury concerns. Bryce Hall, Rashad White, kind of underproducing, but Deontay Johnson's kind of an underdog with Andy Dalton. Chris Olave has been picking it up. Does have Joe Mixon, and he's a back-to-back champ. So I kind of waiting for him to kick it into gear. He's 3-1, so he's got a good record. But I just don't know in this middle part if there's a lot of wins there with his team kind of dealing with some injuries. So we'll see. But I think he's got the talent to get him to the playoffs and be a contender. So that's my honorable mention there. And then going into, we'll just go back and forth. I'll go my 3, you go your 3, and we'll just kind of go
Sounds
back
good.
and forth. My number 3 is going to be myself. I'm 3-1, but like I said, I mentioned a million times, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp dealing with injury, kind of having to do some patchwork throughout the lineup. I feel good about the lineup. It's just there's a cap on the points I'm going to be able to score. You know what I mean? So if I run into teams that are scoring really, really high, it could be a problem for me. But only for the next few weeks, just until I get my receivers healthy. But that's kind of why I put myself 3. Other than that, I feel really good. We get Nick Chubb back. We get those other guys back. We're feeling really good.
Very nice. All right. So for my number 3 spot, I was just about to put myself, but now that I'm looking at this team, I think he barely edges me out. I'm going to give it to number 3, Cameron Erdman, aka Laporta Potty. He's got some really good pieces. He's got James Conner, Marvin Harrison, Justin Jefferson, Drake London, who's now starting to wake up. All very good pieces. Um, I was gonna dog on his quarterback room with Anthony Richardson, but I do see he has Geno Smith, who is putting up very respectable numbers. So I think if he just moves him in, maybe maybe just maybe gives Bucky Irving some time just on his starting lineup because he's been on the come up.
Yeah,
I think he's good. I think he's got a really good team.
yeah, man, that's a good squad there. It's a really good squad. So rolling into Premier League's number 2 team right now, I gotta go with the 4-0 Barry's boys, and I know that's going to be controversial right now, but I'll get to that. To the number 1 is just incredibly hot right now. Their team is looking really stacked, but I like this team here, man. He's got Kamara. He does have running back issues. He does have Najee Harris. Um, he's got Najee Harris and Chase Brown and Alexander Madison as his running backs on top of Kamara. So he's got Kamara. Feels good about that. Good receiver room: Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins. Um, so there's just some issues there where I'm like, I don't know. He's not going to be undefeated the whole year. There's no way, just with the inconsistencies he has on some of the positions. But really good team, really good squad. He's top of the league right now. He's definitely the guy to beat right now, is Kyle. But I do have him as the number 2 squad because my number 1 team is just, he's hot, man. He's hot. It's hard to beat him right now. He's scoring a lot of fucking points.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Kyle Tolling, Barry's boys, number 2.
Okay. I for my number 2, I am going to say it is Ryan Schaefer, aka Pickens Up My Sister. He is the only 3-1 team in the B League, and for the right reasons. He's got Alvin Kamara, Kevin Walker back, so that's 2 great running backs right there. CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, incredible. He's got Pat Freiermuth, who's actually coming up for him, and Justin Fields. That is a steal, man. Like, good shit. You have a good ass team.
Steelers
Um,
Homer.
hey, I mean, sometimes you gotta. You just know your own team. It's while it's up, just yeah. I think right now I think right now he has the best active team. But if we're talking long term, I'm giving it to my number 1. But
Okay.
I say because Justin Fields is doing great. I want him to stay doing good, but
Me too.
um, it is also Justin Fields,
Yeah.
so he's gonna have a bad game once in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think right now he's got the number 2 best team. He's probably has the best all around team, but
Yeah.
but I'm giving him number 2.
I'm interested to see who your number 1 is. Well, actually, I think I know who your number 1 is, but number 1 for Premier League right now, I think has to be Big Daddy D, Dylan Akel. His team has just been absolutely going off lately. Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams leading the way in the running back positions. And then you got DK Metcalf, Malik Neighbors at the wide receiver spot. And then Jake Ferguson, been a really good tight end. And then he's got his choice of George Pickens, Jordan Addison, Zach Charbonnet, Michael Pittman at the flex. So his team is just back-to-back weeks being the highest scoring guy in the Premier League. It means something, man. And he started off 0-2. He rattles off 2 of the highest scoring weeks in a row because his team is just stepping up. It's not fluke performances. It's just these guys are scoring 20 points every fucking week now. So he's definitely a team you don't want to see on the schedule right now because his team is hot and he's not really dealing with injuries right now. Knock on wood for you. Um, but yeah, Dylan right now I think is the number 1 team in Premier League just based on his ability to score an astounding amount of points, like 170 the week before, 150 this week. It's tough to beat him right now. Really tough. You don't want to see him right now. So Big Daddy D, he's going to be number 1 right now in the Premier League.
Very nice. All right, Casa Daddy D. All right. Um,
The show gets
my
so
number
absurd.
1 is probably predictable, but I'm giving it to Jose Castro, Prestige
Yeah.
Worldwide. It's because just holy shit, like his starting team, his bench, they are good as fuck. He's got Derrick Henry, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. I think he has probably the best running back room in the league right now. And not only that, he is 4-0 despite drafting Christian McCaffrey. So,
That's scary, man.
yeah. And not only does he have Christian McCaffrey waiting, he's got Nick Chubb. So it's almost unfair. So he's got
Holy
that.
cow.
His wide receiver room: Chris Godwin, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Adams on his bench, who's probably going to have a new team in like by the end of the month. Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Lockett, Romo Dunze. It's great when Romo Dunze is probably your worst person on your bench. Uh,
Yeah, man, you're feeling
yeah.
pretty good about that.
The only concern about his team, and it's not even that crazy, is his quarterback. He's got Pat Mahomes, who
Wow. So you
on
think it?
paper, yeah, on paper he should be great, but Pat Mahomes is, he's doing his Pat Mahomes thing. He starts slow, but then when it comes close to playoff time, he's going to be fine. So right now, I think Jose Castro, best team in the league, best team. Yeah, he's just got a scary team.
Yeah,
Props
man.
to you.
4-0's no joke, and with the guys that he has and the guys that he has waiting in the wings, it's going to be tough to beat him, especially in the postseason. So there you have it. Top three guys, according to the jabronis here at the Commissioner's podcast. Um, but is there a matchup this week that you're kind of really looking at as okay? That's kind of an important matchup, maybe for the standings, maybe just in general for position in the league at B Liga. Like, is there like a powerhouse matchup that you're kind of like, wow, that's going to be the one that you kind of like? Okay, how's that game going? When you're looking at Sunday, you're looking at the matchups. Like, which one are you going to go to first to check on?
Okay. It's funny you say that because I was actually just looking at that right now. Um, I was curious. I was like, who does Prestige Worldwide, aka Jose, play this week? And he is playing my brother, Hall Mayan Jigbas, aka Eric.
Ooh, yeah, that's
And
kind of the big one.
I could continue the trend to bet against my brother, go 3-0, but I may also make this my hot take at the end of the episode. I
Okay,
think Jose takes his first loss.
all right, I
My
love that.
reasoning, my reasoning is because Eric also has a really good team. Like I said, he's one of my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Brees Hall going up against Minnesota, which will be an interesting matchup. I think I think the Minnesota defense is very underrated,
Oh
but
yeah,
I think I think after last week he's going to be fucking pissed, as well as all the other Jets. I think he's going to go off. James Cook going against Houston, whose Houston's defense is kind of weird.
yeah.
It's not as great as it should be. Other thing I was looking at is it's just some of the matchups on Jose's team. He's got Pat Mahomes and Xavier Worthy going up against a very good Saints defense, and I think that may cause problems. Aaron Jones going up against uh, a very good run stop defense with the Jets. I think it's just the matchups. I think overall Jose's got a better team than my brother, but
Mm-hmm.
I I think no matter what, it's going to be a really close game. But I think I might make it my hot take that Eric stops
Gets the
Jose's reign.
win. Okay. Well, we love a hot take. Tell you what, I love a hot take. Um, but okay, I love that. The matchup I'm looking forward to in my league or the Premier League, I should say, is gonna be the. Let me take a look here. Ooh, that's an easy one. It's gonna be Hunter and Will this week. Hunter takes on Will this week.
Hey, all right.
So that's definitely the matchup I'm gonna be keeping my eye on. Especially both are 1-3. Obviously, the rivalry between two good friends is there, and man, that's going to be a fun D&D sesh with those two. Depending on who's winning and who's losing.
That's
um,
true. Well,
but
that is if we play this week, but
that's true. We may not play this week, but
yeah.
that's probably the matchup I'm going to be keeping the closest attention to. I know everyone else is important, but I'll take a look at everyone's. But when I'm kind of like, okay, when I do like minute, every like 5 minutes, I'm checking fantasy on Sunday like a crackhead. I'm going to probably be checking out theirs simultaneously with mine. So um, there's that. And then, did you want to touch on some of the other matchups for the week, or what were you thinking?
Yeah, I feel like we can talk about everyone's matchups. Just like usual. Everyone deserves some love.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
We can just do like a minute each.
Yeah, let's go right into some B Liga action. Um, you got Gridiron Gods this week. Let's break us down. What are we thinking here?
Well, looking at projections, He's looking to beat me by 5 points. He's looking to crawl out of 1 and 3. Um, let's see who's some of the people he's got. Dak, Jameson Williams, or
Is that Javante
or
Williams?
no, Javante Williams. Sorry, yeah, I'm mixing up some
Ooh,
people.
ooh.
Um,
Brian Robinson.
okay, yeah, he's got an all right team. Um, I I can see why he's projected to beat me, but I think my team's on the good come up. I think my only worry is Joe Burrow, but
And you need to get a kicker. Your kicker's
oh yeah, I
unlocked.
do need a kick. I do need a kicker. I do have a guy that's out, but
So the projection will kind of start will even up a little bit there.
yeah,
But yeah, I think this is a game you can win. I
I
do.
think so. Yeah, none of the matchups really concern me, both on my side and his. Again, just he's got Chris Olave and Travis Kelsey, which they're just going up against good teams. They're going up against each other.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think I'd give myself the win, but if Jonathan Taylor turns out to be out, then I think I have a bad issue. I think I have a serious issue.
Yeah, that could definitely cause some issues for you.
Yeah,
Maybe you can try to pick up his backup.
yeah. So I guess
Pretty
it really
smart.
depends if Taylor plays. If he's in, I think I got it. If he's not, then I think he has it.
There we go. So good matchup there. Next one I'm looking at is Laporta Potty. Was he your number three? Your number three team taking
Yeah,
on Baked Mayfield.
he is my number three going up against Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he just have to. He can just. Let's see. He's got Laporta out. He could put in Tucker Craft. Yeah, he's doing all right in Green Bay. Um, so yeah, I think right now I would give the matchup to Laporta Potty, but that is a good matchup too. Yeah, Bake Mayfield. I'm actually kind of high on him. If I could have a third honorable mention, I'd probably pick him.
I was gonna
But
say I like Big Mayfield squad. Especially I think putting Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas has definitely been the best receiver in Jacksonville thus far.
yeah,
He's definitely the most explosive. So I like that. Not too high on Khalil Shakir, but he's been all right. I just don't trust Buffalo
yeah,
receiving core.
Buffalo's just a weird team.
Yeah,
You hear they get all these points, but it's like on fantasy, it's like who's really getting them?
yeah, it's just basically Josh Allen.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good matchup too. So some really good matchups this week.
Yeah,
Talked about Prestige Worldwide taking on Majigbas.
yep.
Um, so
Like I
yeah, now
said, I think, like I said, I think Eric's got this win this week. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. Either Jose goes 5-0 or Eric goes 3-2. Um, Next one I got is Kirko Chains and Small Units.
yep, same here.
Okay. Ooh, two of my favorite quarterbacks in fantasy right now, Baker Mayfield and Jaden Daniels.
That's a good
Going at each
matchup.
other. That's going to be a good game. Let's see. Tyreek, Jamar Chase. Hmm.
Corn, Samuel, Bowers, Komet. It's a good matchup, man.
That is a good matchup. They're 50-50 right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Uh,
good. That's gonna be a good fight there.
I don't. I'll be honest. I don't really have a reason. It's just kind of more of a gut feeling. Maybe it's because I like maybe it's because I like the players on this person's team most or more than the other team. But I'm going to give it to Swollen Units. I really like Jaden Reed. I don't think it's a fluke that he's doing well in this fantasy. I think he's a sleeper this year. Joe Mixon, hopefully he stays good. Baker Mayfield, same thing. Jamar Chase is on the come up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Swollen Units.
Yeah, man, Tyreek Hill's been disappointing just with the two injury, and then I do like Terry McLaurin, but I'm telling you, man, uh, Cleveland DBs. Honestly, I'm only going to say this. Actually, Denzel Ward's probably the only one that I trust right now, but
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, supposedly Cleveland's supposed to be a good defense. We're up and down. Like sometimes we play good, sometimes we don't. But I don't know. We'll see, man. He's got a lot of people in that game: Jaden Daniels, Ford, McLaurin, Mari Cooper. So he's got four guys in that game alone, two on each team. So we'll see. That's gonna be a big game for him. So I guess I'll be watching. I'll be able to kind of tell how he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Swollen Units too, man.
And last up, we got Slick and Seiko versus Pickens Up Your Sister. Um,
I think at this point, Pickens up your sister is kind of just like a guy that's gonna be favored in a lot of matchups. He's just got a good team.
yeah, it's I'm trying to find reasons how Slick and Seiko could come out with this win, but yeah, I he does have people with the bye week bug. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's just sorry, it's just a week you have to lose.
yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, maybe if you can get a good Diggs game, returning to Buffalo, or playing Buffalo, he's in Houston, but then you got Deontay Johnson. Maybe he can have a good game, but
Yeah.
Pittman,
Hey, Michael Pittman did good last week. Maybe he could do it again.
yeah, and I know Justin Fields playing Dallas. So CeeDee Lamb is playing Pitt's D, so maybe that could be a low-scoring game where you can kind of make up some points with your quarterback and your receivers.
There's a chance Malik Neighbors may not play.
Yeah, he. I don't think he's necessarily cleared concussion protocol yet, so
Yeah.
not
So I don't know.
out, not out of the race per se, but you're definitely, like I said, you're gonna have to make the right choice between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
That's a big key for you every week. So we'll see what goes down. We'll see what happens. But that
All
wraps
right.
up the B Liga games matchups. Um,
Let's see. Let's talk about A.
talking about the A League. So this week, let's just talk about mine first, real quick. Get it out of the way. I'm taking on Spencer Middleman. Um, it's a bad week for me to run into Middleman because of the bye weeks, man. No AJ Brown, no David Montgomery. This is two of my better players at their position. So we're running right now. We're running Kyler Murray against San Fran, Zach Moss, Jaleel McLaughlin, Garrett Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Pitts, Mari Cooper. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do on defense because I do have Houston's defense right now. Against Buffalo, I don't love the matchup there, so I may try to get a different defense this week. And then we got Everett McPherson as the kicker.
Yeah, that is kind of a rough situation.
So, um, yeah, man, it's definitely a week that I kind of almost expect to lose. Now, I'm not saying I think I'm gonna lose, but if I lose, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't believe I lost that game. Like it's kind of a matchup that I just kind of got caught with some bad bye weeks and some bad injuries. So if
That
he just
yeah,
if he just
it's
meets if he just meets projection, he's gonna win. So
yeah.
that's what it comes down to. But I
That's why
mean,
it's like if I have weeks where it's like I have two people on bye, I do just kind of expect a loss because it's like there's not much you can really do. That's why I know some people watch out for not trying to get a lot of the same bye weeks, but I am kind of the case where it's like, hey, if it's either all separate or all get on the same bye week because it's like just either take a loss one week or just spread them out. But yeah, I say with just bye weeks, it's yeah. Sometimes you just gotta expect a loss.
yeah, um, definitely I mean the matchups are there, like you said. He's got Pat Mahomes taking on New Orleans, James Cook against Houston. Maybe they have a good game in Houston. CeeDee Lamb against Pittsburgh. He's starting Whittington from the Rams. So Javonte Williams playing against the Raiders. So there's chances that maybe his guys don't meet the expectation that they're supposed to, but um, I wouldn't be surprised if I lost. And if I
Yeah.
take a win, then like, okay, good. My team is good enough to handle that bye week and get a win. Like I feel really, really confident going into, having my guys back. But cross that bridge when we get there. Sunday can't come fast enough. The next matchup we have here is going to be, actually remind me after the episode to add you as like a second manager for my squad. That way you can
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
sure.
that kind of how I do with your team, just
Oh,
so I
yeah,
can
so I
have
can kind of
access to
see what's
look
going
at it,
on.
and then that way you can kind of get some information, be
Okay.
informed a
Yeah,
little bit
that'll.
more. That'll help this out. But yeah, remind me of that after the episode. But second matchup, the one I talked about a lot already, Will taking on Chef Boy. And Chef Boy's in danger here. He is projected to lose, but it's gonna be a good matchup. Aaron Rodgers against Burrow. Chef. Also, the first team is gonna be Will. The second team will be Hunter's team. Rodgers against Burrow. Kenneth Walker against ETN. Jerome Ford versus Kareem Hunt. Chase versus DJ Moore. Jaden Reed versus Drake London. Gasecki versus Fryermuth. Debo Samuel against Singletary. So some good matchups. I just think
Hmm.
that maybe Will has the better edge. Kenneth Walker, the big one against the Giants. Good matchup. Put just off a 3 touchdown performance. And with Jamar Chase on the rise with Jaden Reed, I think Will has the edge.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, no, I think I'd give Will the edge too.
Yeah,
Who'd
so
you? Who's their quarterbacks?
Aaron Rodgers for Will, and then Joe
Okay.
Burrow for Hunter. But I think
Yeah.
Hunter just picked up Geno Smith, so I'm not sure with the
I
Giants matchup if he would go with Geno Smith over Burrow this week. Maybe could be a game changing decision on that, but
yeah,
um,
I think if I were him, I'd start Gino, but yeah, that's kind of a tough call.
yeah, it's a tough one because it is a Baltimore Cincy. It's a divisional matchup. Weird things happen in AFC North division matchups. All division matchups, really. Like teams just know each other so well. So even if someone is maybe the matchup's better on one end, like it still may kind of end up being a wash just with the familiarity of the teams. But it's gonna be a tough decision. But right now, I think the needle leans towards Will. So don't blow that. Don't blow that, Will. Third matchup's gonna be Gus Johnson taking on his good buddy Barry's Boys. 4-0 Barry's Boys. I think it's Barry's Boys' game to lose. Just I mean, Gus Johnson starting, Brian Thomas Jr. and Tutu Atwell. Like
Hmm.
it's kind of tough compared to Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, T Higgins. Granted, Gus Johnson has Nico Collins, but with fucking Alvin Kamara being how good he's been, I don't know, man. We'll see, but I think it's Barry's Boys' game to lose. He should get to 5-0, I would say, but Gus Johnson has a few guys like Tutu Atwell could catch a 50-yard bomb and be a
That's
game
true.
changer.
Yeah,
But
Packers defense is kind of weird. It's like they're good, but they'll just allow a big play every now and then.
mm-hmm. And so I mean I don't know could work out, but I think let's see what Rashee Rice, J.K. Dobbins, Quentin Johnson all on bye for him. McCaffrey hurt, so that's kind of where he's at. So he's kind of hit by the bye week as well. So maybe it's a week that he just has to eat a L against
Yeah,
Cal.
hey,
Um,
streaks always got to stop somewhere.
right, exactly. So maybe he can get a win this week, but I don't know, man. It'll be tough. Cup of bullshit. My cousin Clint taking on Teal Barbie, Spencer Bradbury. Bradbury still hasn't changed out his quarterback. He's got Jalen Hurts, who's on bye. Who does he have on the bench? Sam Darnold.
That's a good one.
He just made a trade for Sam Darnold, so that'll help him out. This could even up, but cup of bullshit. Depending on Jonathan Taylor, I think he's in the same boat as you. If Jonathan Taylor plays, I think this is a win for Clint. But if he has to sit, I don't think there's enough on Clint's bench to supplement that. Specifically, mainly because he doesn't have a running back to sub in right now.
Hmm.
He's got Jonathan Taylor, Chuba Hubbard, and then the only other running back he has is Jameer Gibbs, who is on bye. So we need to pick somebody up. We've already talked about the slim pickings that there is already. So that could be tough. If Jonathan Taylor doesn't play, it could be a tough week for Clint to make up there. Moving on, the number one team that I have for the league, Big Daddy D, taking on Chi-Town Bear Down, which is Remy. I think this is another game that Big Daddy D could score a lot of points. You know, his four-headed monster of Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, Neighbors, Metcalf. It's legit, man, and the matchups are there for him this week. Maybe not so much with Neighbors against Seattle, but Kyron Williams is going to have opportunities to run against Green Bay. Derrick Henry's going to run against Cincinnati. Cincinnati still doesn't have their inside presence. Their D tackles, both their starting D tackles are hurt right now. And then Eckler questionable. Wandale Robinson questionable. Devontae Adams is questionable. Travis Kelce has a tough matchup. I think this is Dylan's game to lose here.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too great. The running backs sound good, but everything else, yeah, not so much.
Yeah. Then the last matchup is America's team taking on Cade, who's Manfred's bitch. Your guy you like, Jaden Daniels, comboing Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson together. And then his wide receivers of Jefferson, Marvin Harrison, with Achane as the flex, compared
Nice.
to Bijan, Josh Jacobs, and Algier. So he's doubling up on the Atlanta running backs, which could be beneficial. I just don't see them necessarily scoring that many points between the two of them. You know, I think it's one or the other you got to pick from. So having to start both, it's tough. Maybe it's because of bye weeks. Let me take a look. Yeah, Gus Edwards, Jameson Williams. Does have Dontavian Wicks, who's had a big games. I kind of thought Dontavian Wicks would be a pretty good sleeper this year. He is the number 4 guy there, but man, he is explosive when he gets the ball.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. It's like he's not a consistent person in fantasy. He can, yeah. It's almost like it alternates. It's like 3 points, like 12, like around that range. So
Mm-hmm.
Wicks is like good, but yeah, I would say if it's a better if you're going up if the Packers are going up against a better defense, definitely put in Wicks because they're going to have to pass the guys that aren't covered as well. But if it's worse defenses, I would not put in Wicks.
Yeah, the Rams defense has been pretty cheesy when it's come to the pass game. They've not been that great
Yeah,
on the outside.
I wouldn't put in Wicks against the Rams.
Yeah, so he's rolling Tyler Algier against Tampa Bay. He does have Bijan as well, so he's doubling up there. I just don't know if that's a move that's going to help you win. It's the best move to make, I'd say, for what your situation is. Kind of what I was trying to do with Chase Brown and Zach Moss. But it's just another week where, hey, a bye week kind of screws you over, and you kind of hoping that maybe his guys don't play up to their projection or whatever. But I think America's team has this win as long as he can play up to projection.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's talk hot takes, man. Favorite part of the show. Let's talk hot takes. Got through all the
Okay.
boring stuff. Let's take care of these hot takes, man. What are you thinking this week?
All right. So while I pull up NFL games this week, my hot take is I think Jose is going to take his first loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Eric wins that. Let's see. Let's look at some of the matchups. Oh wait, no, I kind of remembered one. Monday Night Football, Saints going up against the Chiefs. I might double up on what I said last week. I think the Saints give the Chiefs a first loss because that defense is brutal, and then randomly Derek Carr and the Saints can just turn it on.
Yeah, man, they have a good passing attack right now. Uh, they're doing
And
their
as
thing.
far as a player who might go off, I don't want to say Scary Terry again because that'd be boring. Um, I hate to go against my own team, but I say if you have Brock Bowers against Denver, start him. Despite how good the defense is, we can lock up receivers, but holy hell, we can't guard tight ends, especially if it's like against the Raiders. Um,
All right,
the Broncos we can't guard tight ends. I would start Brock Bowers. I think he has a great game.
all right,
At
Brock
least
Bowers.
at at least 15 points. I say Brock Bowers gets 15 points in fantasy or more.
Nice. Okay,
So I guess that's my three.
love that. For me this week, I think, um, man, fantasy. I don't really have anything crazy. You know what? I can guess I'll go out and say I'm gonna go and say that Hunter, even though I went on the other side, I think Hunter gets the win. I don't know why, but I feel like Will Luck, that's a trademark, is gonna pop up in some weird way, and Hunter's gonna get some last minute bullshit, 50-yard kick from Boswell to win it or something. Something stupid's gonna happen in that matchup,
Oh,
and
he's got
Hunter's gonna win.
Boswell.
Yeah, he's got Boswell, so
Oh, okay, that's a good person.
I think that maybe Hunter pulls out some crazy, random, wacky win this week against Will.
Okay, okay.
Um, as far as the NFL, I think that Denzel Ward is going to get his first pick of the season this year against Jaden Daniels, your boy. Uh,
Okay,
Denzel's been
I like
playing
that.
really, really good. He's been really, really close to a few picks already. I think he's going to end up getting one this week.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that.
yeah. And then I'm going to go out and say it. Kyle Pitts touchdown, lock it in.
Okay, who does? They
Denzel.
play the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
I actually don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
So we'll see.
Okay,
But Andrew, thank you for joining me, buddy.
really quick before we
Yeah.
end, just to end it on a good note. I think Will beats Hunter in that matchup. Do
Oh,
you
you want to get a
do
bet?
do you want to make a bet? I kind of want to go
Ooh.
3-0.
What are we thinking?
The bet that I had thinking going before we started the podcast is the loser has to wear lipstick for all next episode.
Oh no!
So yeah, you feel like we're in lipstick for an hour? Because I don't. I
I
believe in
don't.
Will. I believe in Will.
Oh my
Unless you have
god.
something better, I'm willing to listen. That's just the one I had going in here.
Okay, that's crazy. It sucks because that'd be hilarious, but I don't want to wear lipstick because then with my
um,
luck, I'm gonna bet on fucking Hunter and lose
we can do like rivals. Like, who's your least favorite team?
in the NFL.
Yeah, could be your own
Uh,
division. Could be not
the Steelers.
Steelers. Maybe you wear a Steelers jersey for all of next episode. I have one. I
Okay,
can give you
we can do a deal on that.
because I would have to wear a Chiefs jersey.
Okay, and we can get it. We can get one of those from somebody, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I might have to borrow Hunter's, but yeah.
yeah, that'll work.
If not, I think I have a Raiders jersey.
Let's say Will's got one.
Does he have one?
He's got a Tyreek Hill jersey, I think.
Okay, then yeah, I'll wear a Chiefs jersey if Will
All right.
loses. You wear Steelers if Hunter
Ah,
loses.
okay, yeah, I'm down. I'm in on that.
The one unless you want a different one, the one I have is a Roethlisberger too.
Oh God,
So
that'll
yeah,
make it even
you want to rep
worse.
Big Ben?
No, but hopefully you just have to represent Pat Mahomes or something. I'm down though.
Yeah, that would be awful. All right, yeah, I'm down. That's the bet. Will, when you watch this, I have my fucking money on you.
Hunter, come on, buddy. You never let me down. So don't do it
It'll
now.
make a very interesting D&D session if we have it this week.
Oh yeah, it will.
Yeah, 4 of us here. Yeah.
That you reminded me of another announcement. Premier League, start sending in your loser punishment suggestions. We'll take a vote. It's going to be week 5, so week 8 is when we're going to have the special reveal podcast to show which punishment we'll be doing. So send them in.
Ouch.
We'll start the voting in, and then we will have our loser punishment week 8ish, week 9, depending on how it all plays out. But start sending them in. You can send them to me, just text message, Snapchat, whatever it is. And we'll get those things going. And then we'll take a nice little vote, and then we'll figure out who's going to be doing what.
What was last year's? I'm curious.
Last year it was do Top Golf in women's golf apparel.
Oh yeah, Will had to do that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was a good one.
He
Yeah.
looked really cute. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get some good suggestions, and we'll wrap off. We'll sign off right here. Thanks for joining always, Andrew. Appreciate you, buddy.
Of course.
And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Commissioner's Podcast. Thank you for watching, and continue to subscribe to us. And make sure you check out Gloss Fantasy Report. Have a good day.